Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here with a layout for the KellyBell Designs creative team. And I wanted to have another play with the Light Up the Night digital collection. I'm using this collection to document Hollywood studios at New Year's Eve. And we've done this twice now. I've talked before about how much we love the New Year's Eve celebrations at Disney. This is the first one that we discovered in 2012, and we totally discovered it unexpectedly. The Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights ran from the 90s until I think 2015, and we were there in 2012. It's just a stunning display of like 10 million lights throughout one of the streets. They moved it now, or they discontinued the show now. They moved it at one point in time. But at any rate, we were getting ready to leave the park, and we turned a corner heading towards the exit, and boom, here's all these lights and displays. They're handing us hats and kazoos, and then it started snowing, and it was just the magic right there just landed in our lap. And so we had the best time there. We of course did not leave for a while after that because we were just walking through all these lights with our mouths wide open, really. But what I wanted to do for this layout, the concept was to use this element of the camera from the digital element pack in the Light Up the Night collection. And the original one is gold. I just layered a white clipping mask over it and a black clipping mask over it to sort of make it look like a cut file, but then I backed it with different pattern papers and cut out the entire cameras themselves. 3 of them I clipped the photos to and just used a stroke to outline those gorgeous heart and camera details over top of the photos. And so then I also created my title using alphabets from this collection. And so I just pulled each word together as its own smart object in Photoshop, and then added a stroke, brought it into the silhouette, and printed and cut them. They are yellow letters with gold sequin outline, and I gotta tell you that adding the white stroke is the way to do this. I know some people don't really like to print glitter elements for hybrid layouts. And I think that having the white stroke helps it to stand out just as it is. It's a printed glitter element. It's not actually meant to be textural. And that's fine. What I did was I used navy cardstock for the background, playing with the idea of light and dark here, right? The lights against the darkness of the sky at Hollywood studios at, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. And so the gold or yellow and gold letters against the navy background makes them really pop, I think. I also popped them up with foam tape so that they would stand up a little bit. And then another thing I did as well was created 3 different clusters for the 3 cameras that just have the gradient color background to them. And so I just brought in, this makes it a little bit easier, I think, to print and cut your elements. And that is just to create your cluster in Photoshop or in Silhouette. Create a smart object from your cluster and then add a stroke in Photoshop or in Silhouette. bring them together, and you can also, of course, offset to have a white border around those. And so there are 3 of those. I've used the stars from the elements, some of the word art or word strips, one of the banners, which I especially love, and then I also used some of the stars, one of the dots from the I in the alphabet set as little, they're almost like little sequins behind clusters or enamel dots. They're just in paper form. And so that added a fun little detail to those cameras. And then the others I left the way that they were. You also saw me using this fun little product. It's called Pop of Color from Scrapbook.com. I've used these in a recent layout also, and they're just a dimensional paint. The camera itself has these little, what do you call it when the camera goes flash? The little marks above them. And so I decided to create those using that yellow dimensional paint. So I did that all the way across over top of all of the cameras. And then I also, of course, added a bunch of glitter enamel dots here around, particularly around the title, trying to help that stand better as its own element, popping up off of the background instead of fading into the background, because there's nothing behind that title. And so that helps, those enamel dots help ground that a little bit better, I think. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is just add some journaling. Since it is a darker cardstock, I'm going to use my Jelly Roll white pen here and just add a few words down at the bottom. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this process. I will have product links down below for you, and I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.